What's up, guys? Welcome back to Deck Tech for Decks, and today I've got an interesting topic for you guys. Yes, we are trading out those kill-on-sight commanders for something a little more unassuming and maybe a little more fair. Now, there is pros and cons to this, believe it or not. The pros, you don't have your kill-on-sight commander in the command zone. This way, you will not get targeted from start of the game to the finish, right? Everybody hates to be arch enemy at the very start of the game. Everybody knows you draw your card, you play a land, and they're like, he's playing Korvold, kill him. I picked Korvold because Korvold is my beloved, right? I love the big dragon. He gets bigger, you sacrifice stuff, he synergizes really good with treasures. What's not to love? The fact that you get hated out every single game because you're playing Korvold. And it's fair. Korvold's broken, right? So maybe we trade him up for something like a Gyrus or Zeatora. This is what I did. I traded my Korvold out for Gyrus because I genuinely fell in love with the deck. I didn't want to stop playing it, but I didn't want to keep getting hated off the board. So what do? I trade my beloved Korvold for Gyrus. And honestly, I wish I had done it sooner. Now you're playing an underwhelming, or not underwhelming, but underrated commander. Something not as broken as Gyrus, but honestly, once we get Korvold onto the battlefield, it feels like you're playing your kill-on-sight commander again. And we're synergizing with the graveyard anyway, right? I've got some other examples for you today. I'm not just gonna talk about Korvold this whole video. I just want to more or less talk about the pros and cons, because people have some concerns when I bring this up, right? The three main concerns I hear are, this is just a completely different deck. The commander does a completely different thing. How can you even compare the two? And finally, the last one, I don't want to switch out my kill-on-sight commander. I like playing my kill-on-sight commander. I'm going to go through all three of these and kind of let you hear my perspective on these reasonings. The first one, this is a different deck. I would argue that this is a 100 or a 99 singleton format. Yes, if you go to EDHREC and look at Zeatora and then look at Korvold, you're going to see way different decks, right? But that doesn't mean you can't build a Korvold deck and then put Zeatora as the commander. It will still function really well. If you guys have played Korvold, you know that the deck sacrifices stuff for value. You can sacrifice stuff for value in Zeatora and Gyrus as well. Additionally, let's move on to the second point. The commanders do completely different things. Yes, that is true, but that doesn't mean they don't synergize with each other, right? Normally, if you have Korvold at the helm, you want to generate treasure tokens to then draw cards, right? Well, now, instead of the treasure tokens being in the 99, the treasure tokens are in the command zone and Korvold's in the 99. So you hide your power while still having the synergies. It's just the synergies in the command zone in the command zone instead of being in the 99, and the powers in the 99. This gives you a hidden threat level, and it's going to keep you from being the target straight out of the game, which is the number one pro to this strategy. Moving on to our last point. I just want to play my kill-on-sight commander. And that is completely fine. I encourage you to. I still play Korvold. I still get hated off the board, right? But you know, if you're going to play Korvold, you expect to get hated off the board. All I'm saying is, if you play that card, just don't be weird when they're like, why are you attacking me? It's only turn 2. It's like, you're playing Korvold. That's why I'm attacking you. The easiest way to get someone to stop playing Korvold and getting value is to kill them. So that's what you should try to do from the start. And that goes with any kill-on-sight commander. Now, let's get into my next example. We have Nekusar the Mindrazor. If you guys have never played with this guy, congratulations, you've never known pain. This guy can end the game quickly. All he needs is a few wheels, a few pieces, and everybody's dead. Yes, you'll draw half your deck, dying, but again, you're dead and he's completely fine. But if we trade him out with Anhelo the Painter, now you don't know exactly what our deck's trying to do. But you can say, well, that's a spell slinger deck. It has nothing to do with wills. Wills are nothing but spells, guys. We can double our will spells, basically, turning it into a turbocharged Nekusar. This one might actually be more powerful in some ways. But you look at that casualty ability, well, now you need 2/2s. The simple way to do this is to look for overlap. This is the number one thing of deck building. You want to look for cards that do what you need, that also synergize with your other strategies. I'm talking about Waste Not and Bone Miser. These both synergize with wheels while creating tutus. See, there's a way to switch out your commander in a way that makes sense. That way the deck keeps its power and it doesn't look like you just jammed two strategies together. Which, like I said, is a fair concern. And when you look at these two, you might not see it right away. Like, no, you're right. They are two completely different decks. But we can intertwine them to create something really powerful and really sneaky. Additionally, there are lands like, the one that creates the 2/2 zombies. It's gone right now. I apologize, but it's busted. And you throw that in the deck, now you're just playing lands and creating 2/2s. There's tons of ways that create 2/2s that really synergize with wills, so it's not even that much of a trade up. The next one I'd like to talk about is Jetmir. I think we all know Jetmir is a menace, right? It's basically a crater hoof behemoth in the command zone. It makes you a target from the start. Now, like I said, everybody knows what you're trying to do, so they're going to be trying to stop that right away. So what you do in these scenarios is you switch Jetmir with a commander that does what Jetmir wants to do. What does Jetmir want to do? Jetmir wants a massive board with 8 creatures on it, so when he slams down, boom, you're taking someone out. So just swap him with a commander that creates a lot of tokens. I like Hazeson. A lot of people mentioned his daughter. I forget her name too. I'll throw her up here. New cards. There's been a lot this year. And yeah, it's a perfectly good strategy. You're creating a lot of tokens. Now you can just slam Jetmir onto the battlefield when you're ready to end the game. And like I said, that's with the hidden power level. It's super powerful. You're not going to be hated off the board. And at the end of the game, they're not going to be mad at you because, again, it wasn't in your command zone. And that's as simple as it gets, right, guys? If the card's not in your command zone, the deck is not associated with that kill on sight commander. The kill on sight commander is just in the deck because synergy, right? And that's kind of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to justify putting the card in the deck because of synergy, and then we're trying to get it onto the battlefield every game to execute the game plan. That's no different than any other deck. It's just, like I said, instead of getting your value for your commander, your value's in your command zone and your commander's in the 99, hiding that power, and that basically wraps up the pros and cons. Now, I am really looking for your guys' feedback on videos like this. I have a lot of ideas that are just kind of just swarming around in here, and I'd really like to know if you guys think they're garbage or if you want to hear more of them. So really let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't. I do deck techs all the time, post magic content daily, and that's about it. Thank you for watching to me ramble for I don't know, maybe 9 minutes. Thank you. All right, I'll see you.